there is a lack of fathers in the household. Do you think that it should be somewhat of a movement for single men to actually date single mothers to help out with that issue?
Welcome back, or welcome to Uncle ABL, and in today's video we're talking about the issue of single mothers. Should you be obligated as a man with or without children to date these women and to help raise these kids? After all, the prisons all across the country are filled with single mother raised children. These guys have no guidance, no direction, no nothing. They need you, the guy with resources, who's available to help raise them. Now, spoiler alert, my opinion about this, no, you shouldn't be obligated to date anyone. I say date whoever you want to date. As long as they want to date you and y'all both consent, I say rock out. But there shouldn't be an obligation based upon where someone is in life and what they got going on and how many kids they got and how downtrodden they are to date them. Because check it out. There are thousands, if not millions, of people in this country that are dealing with hardships. You can't save the world. As just one person, you can't save the world. So whatever they're going through shouldn't be necessarily a reason why you feel obligated to date them. Date whoever you want to date as long as they want to date you. Now, before I go any further into my opinion about single moms, let's get into the video here from the guys over at Hardly Initiated. I've not watched this full video, so I'm going to give you kind of a live reaction, a first-time reaction right now. But you see the graphic right there on the screen. Should you date single moms? Okay, and shout out to Ryan with the really interesting shirt. You see what it says right there. But we're going to watch this and see what the response from RC Blake's, their guest, is. And then I'm going to give you pros and cons to dating single mom, because I've done it. I've done it all. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to date single moms, what issues you're going to face. So I'll stop it at certain points, give my 2 cents. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
There is a lack of fathers in the household. Do you think that it should be somewhat of a movement for single men to actually date single mothers to help out with that issue?
If a guy is not king conscious, he can't do anything but make the situation for the woman and the child or the children worse. If he's a king conscious man,
now I don't know what king conscious means. That might be his own thing he has. I have no idea what that means, but I kind of understand what he's talking about, although I don't know what that particular term means. If you're not really prepared for that situation, things can be worse, for sure.
He's not having conversations about, I don't want you because you got a child. King conscious men understand bigger picture of the community. And he really understands the weight he carries, the responsibility that's on his shoulders, and he understands that fathering transcends biology. I think a young man should make a move towards some beautiful and very eligible women that have kids. But today we hear guys saying, well, they're writing women off because they have a child or two. Well, I don't think that guy is equipped to even manage a family dynamic like that.
Okay, there's a lot I want to say. There's a whole lot going on. First of all, when you're talking about dating single moms, there are so many things that go into it. He did say some things that were right. Not all guys will be able to do it, and there is a ton of responsibility. If you want to date women that have children, there's a lot of responsibility and a lot of things that go into it. And there's a lot of factors that make a difference. Let me just come back so you can see me clearly. There's quite a few factors that go into it. Okay, so let's say, for example, you watching me, young man, and you want to date a single mom out there. Well, ask yourself a few questions. First of all, how old are you? And do you have any children of your own? Let's say you are 25 years old and the woman you want to date is 21 and she already has 2 kids by 2 men. That's going to be a giant red flag, because obviously she's 21. These are going to be little kids, probably under the age of 2 or 3, maybe 4. So you got maybe like a newborn baby and another baby. And of course, it's 2 different guys. Do you want to be baby daddy number 3? Do you want to be the 3rd baby daddy? Is that what you want to do for yourself at 25 years old? You have no kids. You have a bright future. Do you want to be a 3rd baby daddy at that age? Never been married, all these kids, little kids at that. Do you want to get involved with that? Also, if you are an older person like my age, like 40 years old, and you want to date a 35-year-old with a son, like a 35-year-old woman, and she has an 18-year-old son or 15-year-old or something like that. Now, understand this. If she has just one son, that might be a son-husband dynamic. You come into the picture, he's going to want to fight you. Sometimes. He might be a good kid. He might not really be on that, but he might want to fight you. Or there might be a really close bond between the mother and the son that you can't really break. So you want to try to get in there and really get her affection, but the son-husband already has the affection. So you can't really make a bond with her if that's going on. Also, the child's fathers is something else. How many kids' fathers are in the picture? And who are these guys? Let's say you got a girl that has 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, and she's 31 years old. And the kids are all under the age of 12. You got a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a baby. All by 4 different guys. One of the guys is in the penitentiary for attempted murder, and he comes home in 5 years. Do you want to be there at the house when he comes back? Is that what you want to do? Do you want to risk this guy calling the homies on the street to do something to you while you're still in prison? I mean, what's going on? These things matter. These things matter. Also, something else. In the dating phase with a single mom is going to be rough because you want to set certain dates, you want to set certain times, and she is going to have a hard time being able to be on time or being able to make it. She got her son, her daughter. She might got 2 or 3 kids. She is actively involved. They got school, after school programs, the baby daddy meeting up and split custody and drama. Do you really want to get involved with that? It's much deeper than just, oh, she has a kid, I'm going to write her off, and being like superficial. It's much deeper than that. And also, do you want to get a little bit more serious, talk about some other things going on? Okay, let's say you are 35 years old, she is 32 years old, and her daughter is 13. And she has the one daughter. Now, the daughter loves the father. The mother and the father were married. They got divorced recently, like a year ago. Here you come into the picture, you come into the house. And sometimes you're there, but the mom's not there. Do you see where I'm going? If the daughter says, hey, I love my dad, I miss my dad, she's not going to like you because you are, in her mind, potentially the reason why the dad's not there. So you know what? Okay, Jerome tried to touch me. And often what happens is in stepdad or friend in their family, these would be the guys that would engage in something like that. I'm not saying that always happens. I'm saying when it does happen, it's often the friend in their family, somebody close like that. Stepdad, uncle, cousin, something like that goes on. And people know this, so they might say you did it because they don't like you. That can happen. Think about these things. And even on the other side, I'm not dating men. Obviously, I'm a heterosexual, but you got crazy baby mamas out there. Let's say you're a guy and you have kids by 3 different women. One of your baby mamas is going to be crazy and act a fool. Ex-wives also do this. So you bring in a new person, it can be difficult. This is why when you're dealing with women, you got to make sure you're dealing with the right person and you got to be on your 100% best behavior all the time. It doesn't matter what she does. It doesn't matter what she says. You, as a man, got to always be on your best behavior 100% of the time. So there's nothing that can be used against you that's actually true. And when you're out there dealing with women, when you're dealing with people, everyone says that you're a Boy Scout, you are a shining star, and you would never do what you were accused of doing. But if you did wrong by that person, and you were kind of rude and kind of mean, now people say, hey, man, maybe he did it. You see what I'm saying? That goes back to the whole Stephen Crowder thing. When you treat this person wrong and that person wrong, and you're not 100% on your best behavior, nothing else really matters because now you could be that guy. Maybe you did do it. But I'm kind of getting off track. My point is, if you want to date single women, there's a lot to go into it. There's a lot. Do you want to deal with the drama? Do you want to deal with the potential chaos? Do you want to deal with the potential allegations against you from the son or from the daughter or something like that? Do you want to deal with the time issues that you're going to face? Now, look, I'm going to give you a couple of pros, then I wrap it on up. Pros of dating single mothers. They got to focus time on their kids. So if you don't like a woman all in your space all the time, taking your time and attention away from your work, then that's good because she has a purpose and the focus is the kids. Okay, you could be over here doing this. Cool. Another one, if you don't want to have kids and she already has older kids, then there's no pressure. If a woman is 38 years old with no kids and you date her, it's going to be pressure, rushing. Let's get together. Let's get married. Let's have kids right now. That's not going to be good. But if she already has 2 kids and they're about to be grown or they're already grown, she's good. She's now at the grandma stage, so she's straight. Okay? You 45 years old. She's 41 years old with 2 grown kids and a grandbaby. She doesn't want any more kids. She's good. So if you are in a spot in your life where you don't need a lot of attention or you don't want kids, that can be good for you, depending upon your age, depending upon how much money you got or whatever. But you're 30 years old, up and coming, you're trying to be a dad, have 2 and 3 kids, and your woman has 3 kids already. They're about to be teenagers. It's probably not going to happen for you. And then you got to deal with the drama from the daddies and everything else. So I advise you to think about it very clearly and very honestly before you get into it, because it is pretty difficult at times and it might not work out best for you if you want certain things that she can't give to you. As I close, I want to say this. Personally, me, I like women without kids. It's just, it's an easier experience. There's not drama from the baby daddy. There's not, the kid's schedule to kind of get in the way. It's just a much smoother experience. Now, some are going to say, well, look, you're 40 years old. Well, so what? There are a lot of women out here that are in my dating age range that don't have any kids. About 60% of women have kids when they get to be my age, 60%. So that's 40% that don't have kids. There are plenty of single, beautiful, attractive women out here with no children. I'm not saying that if you have kids, you're automatically written off. But if any man wants to get with you, he's got to think. How many kids do you have? How old are they? Where are the baby daddies? Are you stable? Do you have money? Are you going to need my help? Are you going to rely on me? All of that is very important to think about. And just because you don't want to do it, man, out there listening to the sound of my voice, just because you don't want to do it does not mean that you are somehow shameful or a disgrace or not really a real man. It's all about you deciding what's best for you and for your future. But that's pretty much all I got. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.